Good morning, everyone. This is Trisha Bellinger. I am a Smitten Stamper here in Bath, Michigan. And this weekend I attended I don't know if some of you know, but the first Saturday, the first weekend in May, I think Creative Memory started it, a National Scrapbooking Day. And I attended a scrapbooking event here in Corunna, Michigan. It's maybe a half hour from my home. And had a really nice time with a group of girls. And I played with the IceCream Swirl. So what I want to show to you today is what I created using a little Latte Designer Series paper. And I don't have the bundle. I had purchased it, and then for a bingo, I ended up giving it as it was one of our bundles for bingo. I feel like I'm a little crooked here. So I didn't replace it, and I thought I did. But I want to kind of show you how you can take a pack of Designer Series paper that may be intended for a suite and think out of the box. So what I've done today is actually took the little Latte Designer Series paper, which comes 12 by 12. It's in the online exclusives. Stampin' Up will be sharing more each month. I believe, yes, each month. They'll be adding different stamp sets, Designer Series paper, kits. So this you cannot find in any of our catalogs. This is actually, if you go to my website, which is smittenstamper.com, and shop the online exclusives, you will find the little Latte Designer Series paper. So I am going to show you the DSP, and I know my sister says don't use acronyms, but I'm going to refer to it as DSP, so I don't have to have that mouthful all morning. So this is the little latte. You get 6 sheets. There we go. You get 6 sheets, and it is 12 by 12. So on one side you have coffee beans, and I'm going to show you some projects that I created using this without having the bundle. And then the coordinating colors are Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Early Espresso, and Lemon Lolly. And then did I say Petal Pink? I'm sure I did. And then you have kind of like a coffee splatter or ice cream splatter. I don't know if very many of you that know me know my favorite ice cream is coffee ice cream. So that's where I came out of the box with this bundle. And then this is the Calypso Coral. This, to me, when I first saw it, looked like swirls of ice cream. So that's how I came up with the idea of pairing it with the ice cream swirl. This side you have little coffee mugs, spoons, and beans. And then this, for those of you that like to fussy cut, these could actually be fussy cut. And I'm going to show you on another one. This one, I believe the dies may even cut this one in that bundle. This is a whole suite of products, and it comes with dies and a stamp set. And I believe it cuts this whole bundle, or this whole sheet of paper. And then this is the piece we're going to use. You know how some people get the fancy on your espresso and create this little design? It looks like hearts, love, and I love me some coffee ice cream. And then this is the opposite side. So I took the Ice Cream Swirl bundle, and this comes as stamp set and dies. I put my dies on a magnet case when they coordinate with the stamp set and keep it right in the stamp set so I know where everything is. And then what I did was in Early Espresso, I have cut this shape, this ice cream. I cut this ice cream out of Early Espresso, and then with the coordinating little swirl here, the swirl die, and just for the sake of you not having to watch me cut and do all that, I cut that out of the designer series paper that I showed you just a few minutes ago, and I'm gonna layer that right directly onto my, it's pretty dark coffee, but I liked the tones together. So let's get my glue running. I tried to have my computer on to see if I could see any comments and if anybody has joined us. I'm just gonna carry on whether you've joined me or not. I call it Manic Monday. Maybe there's a better time that you'd like to see me. If you either popped on or you're watching live, feel free to leave me comments. I'll go back and read them. I would love to hear if you mornings work best for you, if there is a different time that might. I try to squeeze it in for my time frame, and I know it's live, but I also know that you can all go back and watch the replay. I do like to see some of you live on here, and oh, hi Kathy, good morning. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. I love that you leave a comment, share it with your friends, and that helps my exposure, getting it out and sharing what I love with everybody. So this is the Early Espresso cardstock, and then the little Latte Designer Series paper. And then I cut from this die. You have to use both of these. This will actually make a 3D project if you cut it, and then you can fold it here. It creates a score line, and then you can create a 3D ice cream cone. But what I did was I took this die on pecan pie, and then once I had it, it gives the impression, but it doesn't cut the whole thing out. Then I cut it with this, 1/2 of this die, okay? So we're gonna use that, and we're gonna layer our ice cream. I'm gonna do it with dimensionals, just because I like projects that have a little dimension, and show you. Now you can use this as a card, you could use it as a scrapbook page. I actually am sharing a lot of scrapbooking. I have 3 years ago started a scrapbook class that I call A Year of Memories. And I create the pages, and then they come once a month and make either 4 or 6 12 by 12 pages. And I call it A Year of Memories because we start at the beginning of the year, and you don't have to. You can join me anytime in this scrapbooking class. And then what they do is once they've created the pages, by the end of the year, they're going to have a full year album where I know you're all taking pictures on your phone, and then what are you doing with them? I'm showing how they can take those and print them off and use them in any of the scrapbook pages that we've made. So that's my Year of Memories. Whoops, I don't know if I'm getting out of camera or not. So that is the stamp set that I use. That's how I came up with the ice cream. Now, if you see here, sorry, I have a frog in my throat. I'm also going to do this off camera. I've already cut it. So what I did was I took the little strawberry. There's a strawberry, a cherry. This could be a straw, but then I also thought of, and I don't know what you call them. If you're watching us this morning and you know what this little, it's like one of those, I want to say like a little crunchy cookie stick that some people stick in coffee. Well, I did it. I cut it out of this designer series paper, which is the back side of that little French press pretty little doodad. And then I stamped the strawberry, and then I cut them out with the coordinating dies. So you end up with a strawberry, and then whatever you can call this. And then what I did was I'm just going to layer them onto my ice cream. I did do this too. So remember the coffee beans at the coffee bean page, which was the back of the, I just cut out some little fussy cut, some espresso beans. Okay, so that's what I used. I'm not sure if I'm seeing comments, and paired it with the ice cream swirl. So I'm going to set that aside and then show you. So while I was at this crop, let me see if I can, I'm going to mess with my computer here a minute. I want to see if I can see any comments or, okay, now it tells me that my live video has ended and it'll be available to watch on my timeline shortly. So if you're still watching, if you're on with me this morning, you take a minute and just say good morning, hello. I wanted to watch for comments on my computer, but I struggle with that. It either, the one morning it froze up and I had to take it to Apple and have it, I had a hardware issue. Yeah, good morning, Diane. Welcome. Long time no see. You're either in sunny Florida or you're home sweet home away from home. Well, good morning. Thanks for joining. I'm showing the little Latte Designer Series paper that's in the online exclusives. That was this paper here. I'm showing that this morning. You're home in Michigan. Well, welcome home. And then there's 6 pages, 12 by 12. And then it has all these pretty colors, and then this is the back side. So I've paired a little latte with the ice cream swirl to come up with my coffee ice cream. So on the back of this piece of paper is where I fussy cut those little espresso beans. So I just took a cluster of them, one of these clusters, and then an actual little one, and just fussy cut those out. So I had a pile of these, and I was wanting to do an ice cream scrapbook page. You could also turn this into a card. It doesn't have to be just for ice cream, but I want to show you what I did. So I had a stack of them. And if you remember, on Friday on my Facebook post, I had this whole stack of ice cream. Well, this is what, or pieces cut. So this is what I designed, was my coffee ice cream cone. I also cut it in basic white, did that same little die cut in basic white, layered those together. I gave it a little chocolate edge by inking with some early espresso. I added, and I don't know if this is available, this was on the clearance rack. This, you got a thing of petal pink ribbon, and then you also got I think it was Marina Mist. Hi Linda, you're not late. I'm just kind of getting going, showing what I did with my ice cream swirl bundle and the little Latte Designer Series paper. Good morning, thanks for joining me. So This ribbon, I believe, was on the clearance rack, but I liked how it coordinated the colors. So don't always think that you only have to use what's in the suites, because I'm kind of venturing out a little bit, but that's the one thing I like about Stampin' Up! Is all of our products coordinate. Petal Pink is Petal Pink, Early Espresso is Early Espresso, Pecan Pie with Pecan Pie. And then I just let this palette, this piece of paper, kind of dictate the colors that I chose. And then I did choose to use that on a sheet of Pecan Pie 12 by 12. So this is actually, when I went to my crop on Friday, Creative Memories gave us a sketch palette. And these girls are such fun girls to go. You learn so much, different techniques, different ideas. They're all using their favorite products. A lot of them are using Stampin' Up, but this Jan that I do the retreats or the crop with, she's just a sweetheart and willing to let us share everything. So this is what I did with their layout. Don't know if we can squeeze it on, but so this dictated what I wanted to do in this layout. They had actually two little photos and then a embellishment in this section here in the middle, and I chose to sprawl it out and just use this whole section as a embellishment. And so who would eat a triple decker ice cream? I don't know, but I just thought it was stinking cute. And does it look like coffee ice cream to you? Little coffee, little vanilla, some strawberry delight. I just thought the colors were really pretty together. So you're brand new to scrapbooking and I've been so inspiring. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I love to share. I love that you are coming on to watch. Sharing is caring to me, so share me with your friends because that helps me out. I want to be here every Monday. I said earlier in the video or the live, I'm not sure Monday morning is the best for you guys, but you can catch me in the replays and I will try to go back and answer any of your questions. I just appreciate you being here with me. So I like to make it a 2-page spread. So what I did was I took the ice cream cone. I'll show you because it might be easier to see it. That cone in this stamp set, I explained that the ice cream dies. So this creates an actual 3D, you can make a card out of it, you can make a little box embellishment out of it. The possibilities are endless, but I chose to do a scrapbook page out of it. So this actually cut my ice cream cone. I just used the one section. On the other section, what I did was so you cut it and then this embosses it, but it doesn't cut it out. It just gives you all the texture, and texture is everything when you're creating. And Stampin' Up's done all the work for you as far as with the dies. It makes it super simple. So this was Ice Cream Swirl. And then so what I did with this half, was I took, can you see the shape here? So instead of making it an ice cream cone, I took it and cut it right here so that we would have a bowl. So kind of like the waffle bowls or the, I don't know, I think that's what you call them, the waffle bowl. So what I did on this coordinating page was made it something more that I would eat. That's a lot. Is coffee ice cream in a bowl. And then I showed how I stamped the little strawberry. And does anybody know what this is called? So it's a straw. I mean, you could use it as a straw, but who's going to eat this type of ice cream with a straw? I was thinking it's one of those little sticks. They have them in a tin can. It's like a tin can, round canister, and then you get these tall sticks. Well, that's what I'm trying to replicate as one of those. Thank you, Kathy. She included the ice cream swirl dies. Kathy's on my team and such a sweetheart to join us on the mornings that she's available. But anyways, this is, I appreciate it, Kathy. This is just to add some extra embellishing. These little dots came in that sweet. These are called the adhesive backed swirl dots. So they already have stickum on them. And they come in the 3 different colors that are in that designer series paper palette. Cookie sticks, exactly. Good one, Shelly, I like that. Simple, easy. Yeah, so my cookie stick, my strawberry, and my espresso beans. But they come in the 3 different colors that are in the neutrals that are in the palette, the vanilla or white, petal pink, and then the pecan pie. So I just put one of those as a strawberry seed just to kind of put a little embellishing. Now, one of the girls, Ellen, I don't know if she's on with us this morning, but I met her through scrapbooking, and she suggested what would be really cute is on some of these, this petal pink, if you have the latte bundle, this petal pink corner, and then maybe this corner, is due, I believe in that online exclusive, they have coffee splotches. It's either looking like, so it's either gonna look, I'm gonna show you really quick. That was the Lost Lagoon. That was my ice cream. There's one with coffee splotches. So that's the splotch, but this, the coffee ring, how if you are a little messy and you leave a ring, this would be really cute stamped behind here just to give it added texture. And then even it, I don't know, spit it out, Trisha. I wouldn't do too much because it's already busy patterns as it is, but just in the corners, either on that page or down here in the corner of this. Your picture will cover it up. These will be picture photo mats. I try to do it so we can squeeze the most pictures on a page as possible. So, and then you can choose. You can, once the girls make it, I let them choose. So this will be their summer pages that they'll make. They can either choose to lay it out this way, or they can choose to, once they put it in their albums, this way. So I hope you like that. That's one of the, that was my weekend layout project with National Scrapbooking Day. And then I want to show you a couple other things that we made. I did a, do you remember? I don't know if some of you remember, but using, this was my first piece of paper that I started with. And, oh, there, Kathy even gave you the little Latte Designer Series paper. If you're interested and this is something you want to recreate. So we did a cake ball class with one of my, it's my upline sister-in-law. There was 5 or 6 of us. We really had a good time. I never knew how to make cake balls. That was impressive. Because Laura and I thought, how in the world are you gonna get a perfect circle cake ball and then we're gonna dip them? So in this class, and this is using the little latte as well, and then like I said, step out of the box. I paired it with Cake Fancy, and I just thought it was adorable. So originally, Joey was going to bring us yellow cake. We were going to dip them in chocolate icing and then swirl them with vanilla. Well, she ended up bringing a cherry chip cake. So the balls were so fun to do. So the cake is already baked. She crumbles it up in a large bowl. You add some cream cheese, and just to get it soft and rollable. And some of the girls were upstairs making the cake balls and then dipping them. And then the other part of the girls were downstairs making these cards. So this actually held, there's no cake balls, but this actually held 6 cake balls. We put, when I die cut this fussy die, here's another tip of the day. When you die cut this, because it's so intricate, this is, I believe it's retired as of last week. It's a circle doily die, the hybrid doily die. Well, it's beautiful, was one of my favorites to use for projects and scrapbooking. But when I ran it through to get all these tiny little pieces out, one of the girls that comes to classes said, have you ever tried wax paper? So I did, we cut it, Laura and I cut them all out, so they were all done for everybody. This got wet. And then we took the wax paper pieces and we just laid them in the bottom of our box. Laura's my 3D designer, so she designed the box. And then, so what I had the girls do was lay the wax paper in there because Joey forgot the little cake ball cups. Or they could have gone and bought some because they didn't leave with their balls in their box. They left with them in a plastic bag. But so this was just so thinking out of the box. A little Latte Designer Series paper mixed with Cake Fancy. And then what I did was just use the colors in the paper to create these projects. They just love me. Talk about fussy cut. They had to fussy cut all these pieces. I probably could have just layered the cake on vanilla and built it from there, but that was lemon lolly, pecan pie, and calypso coral. And then we used the lemon lolly ribbon with crumb cake. So that was another project using the little latte paper. Now I'm going to show you, it's going to be another scrapbooking page, and what we did, so I kind of got it laid out. So this was a technique, a sketch that they showed us, or that Creative Memories had shared with us, but I chose to pair all my stuff with, I think this was on their virtual. So I chose to pair mine with Stampin' Up product because I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I love Stampin' Up's products. I love their, how they coordinate. I love the coordination of it. I love the quality of it. I love everything about it. So I'm going to show you, and I don't know if you want to have me take the time to glue this all down, but this I just thought was very eye-catching once it was, and when it's all laid out, you wouldn't have even known that I had cut all these triangles. So you leave about, I want to say it's about 1/4 inch all the way around. As you can see, I'm not going to glue this all down, but I am going to show you how to create this. So this is made out of one piece of 12 by 12 Designer Series. And there's a couple demonstrators that have some really cute ditties, acronym, whatever. Use it up, chop it up, or something, use it, chop it. What's another one? I think she's from Australia, the use it, chop it. There's another girl that says, I don't know, some cute things about using it up. But don't hoard your 12 by 12 paper by all means. It's hard to store. Beautiful when you can get it out and show it off. So this is just an idea of what you can do with a sheet of 12 by 12. So I kind of wanted to show how what I did was I took, oh, I'm going to kind of walk you through with how chopping up another piece. So you want to choose a piece they recommend that has a lot of contrast to me, and you want to use the front and the back. You don't have to. You could use two different pieces, but I do want to stick to the theme of showing you how to use one piece and get the most out of one full piece of 12 by 12 paper, because you'll have nothing left. Maybe a couple triangles. We'll see when we get done here. But basically what I did was, so I started with my 12 by 12. I chose what piece I wanted to use. Get out your trimmer. What you're going to do is you're going to cut. Your first cut is going to be 8. Cut it at 8 inches. So that's going to leave you a 4-inch section here. So I'll lay that down. So that's going to leave, if I cut this at 8 inches, that's going to leave me this 4 by 12 inch strip. Then we're going to turn it. We're going to cut it again at 8 inches. And that's going to leave you 4 by, let's see here, because I don't want to cut that, because I might want to do something different with that. That's going to leave you a 4 by 8 strip. Okay, so you have a 4 by 12 strip, you have a 4 by 8 strip, then you end up with this 8 by 8, and that's what gives you the center. Now comes the hard part, because you decide what you want, which piece you want to be your center point. You could use the swirls, or you could use the latte. Now, and I don't know if that's whatever, the hearts, because they look like little hearts. If I was going to use the hearts, then what I would do is turn these pieces over, and what you want to do is you want to match up 2 sides and then lay that down in the corner. So then this would go like so. So you would just do everything in reverse, okay? So that's the hard part, is deciding which side you want to use. Because there was so much white, I don't know if you guys agree with me. Maybe we have a vote to see who likes, if you like the heart latte side, or if you like the IceCream swirl side. So whichever side you choose to have up, that's how you want to have your outside perimeter, I guess I'm going to say, be. And then what you're doing, lining these up, corner to corner. You're going to turn it. So they're not going to line up exactly, but that's the beauty. I like the wood grain look. So my husband and I, he's semi-retired, so he's only working about 15 hours a week. And we decided to clear out some area. A few years ago, we planted some little redbud, Bradford pear, few trees. Well, down by our driveway, those trees were doing the best, but they were so shaded by these really big old pine trees that just made pine cone mess in the driveway. I go, why don't we cut those down? So that's what we did this weekend. So where I'm going with that is, I thought a wood grain and that would be really a cool layout to do some pictures that I took of us. Really had a fun time doing it. It is a lot of work, and it was kind of my idea, but it looks so nice. And now those trees are going to get so much more sun. I got a little garden perennial bed down there. So it just gives me something else to do. So that's how we're going to do this layout. And then, so I wanted to show you, how did I come up with these? So on the 4 by 12 square, what you're going to do is you're going to cut these. You like the swirl side too, Kathy? Oops, I'm going to keep readjusting these, but you know what? There's no way I'm going to glue this all down on video, because I don't have repositionable tape. I like to use my green glue. It will give us some wiggle room, but my pages will never fall apart. I used to have a hair salon and I sold my cards in my salon, and the worst thing was everybody oohing and ahhing over your cards and buying some, and there were pieces that fell apart. So I switched to the Tombow liquid glue. So what you're doing is you're making these into 2-inch strips. So I took that 8x6 and cut it at 2. So now I have 4x8, cut it in 2. So now I have 2x8. And then now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna continue to cut these into 2-inch squares. So I did that with the 4x12 as well. So you're gonna end up with a 4x12, and you're gonna cut that at 2 inches, and then my trimmer can cut 2 DSPs at a time. Just make sure they're stacked good. So then you're gonna cut them into 2x2s. Okay. I always do that last one because for some reason, sometimes it just takes off a little shaving on there. Then what you're gonna do, that's kind of dirty. Sorry about that, girls. Oops, let's clean out this track. There's another tip for you. You can just take cardstock and clean up your track. I got all kinds of stuff on there. I'm sorry. But okay, so you're gonna put one point in the track and then meet the other point in the track. And what that's gonna do is give you your triangular pieces. As long as this point and this point are both in that track, then you're just gonna cut. And that's what gives you these triangular pieces, okay? So we'll do all that. Oops, there goes my page underneath. Bear with me. Maybe we have a craft along event. How would you like to do that? If I had time, you know, I don't even know how I cut hair for a living. I guess I just took place with cutting cardstock and paper instead, because there's not enough hours in the day to do all the stuff I want to do. Okay, so we're going to cut all of those. So you see why I didn't show you how to cut all of them. You get the general idea after you see it done. Okay, so now you've got your 2x2 squares cut in triangles. If you're really good, you don't have a trimmer, you could always fold them in half, score them in half, and then just cut them with scissors. Whatever you have that works best for you. And then I could see you doing maybe the same thing on a card base. So if you're watching and you're going to create this, I would love for you to come back on to my page and share any of your creations using these ideas. Just going to line this back up. Sorry, the cutter got in our way. Just creating another redo, rewind. Okay, so what you're trying to do is get all your edges so that you have straight lines, because when you see this all done, it's amazing that it doesn't look like that was how we created it. I didn't think. There was another layout where they folded the paper that was really neat too, and maybe we'll show that another time. But maybe we have, that's why I was going to say, a craft along, and I tell you what I'm going to use or dimensions, and then you grab your goodies and we craft along virtually. Because I know some of you like it and aren't able to make it to my Fungin, but I am working with a gal, and we'll be offering these layouts and cards that you see, projects that you see as tutorials. So I don't know if you know what a tutorial is, but it is a step-by-step full color picture that tells you how to create the projects that I've made. Well, since my hardware crashed, I lost a lot of that on my computer. They said we could back it up to a hard drive and then they could reload it, but they were afraid they would reload the issue. So Trisha now has extra storage and will be using an external backup hard drive because I lost all my folders. So of course I had somebody reach out and would love to buy the tutorials. And so Catherine Carol and I are working together to set it up on my Reset Everything on my blog, which is smittenstamper.com. Be sure I have lots of inspiration there. So I am, yeah, Linda, the tutorials are nice because I know you're a ways away, but it is helpful. So I am working on that. Worked with her for a couple hours last week, and then we'll be working with her again this week to get it. So this would be what it would look like. You do have some left. And actually, you know what? You could probably sprawl this out as well to be a double page. And then maybe what I would do here is just do another one going this way. But you would need to use 2, and thank goodness with Stampin' Up, we get 2 of every piece of designer series paper. So then how would you finish this? Okay, do you remember my little ice cream, coffee ice cream that I showed you how to make? I'm just gonna show you, give you a couple more ideas on options. So maybe you take your pictures and want to do larger pictures. Then what you would do is use a 4x6. I chose to do Early Espresso just to add some contrast with the petal pink. And then you want to do 2 large pictures. And then you might want to lay it out like this. I would probably pop this one up. Be sure not to put any adhesive under here, because that way you could slide your picture under there. Not all pictures, everything. This might be someone's legs, table at the ice cream parlor, who knows. But I like to design these so that you can choose what you want to use for the layout. The more paper we use, the more paper we get. I like that too, you're right. So then what you would do is you would add, maybe put your little embellishment on. We could put our ice cream here. We could make a title and add a title up here. So there's, can you guys see that? Am I out of the view? I forget with 12 by 12. Okay, so maybe you're gonna put a title up here, and then we're gonna do our ice cream in the corner. So that would just limit you to 2 pages. Okay, so, and I should probably just stick these down. I'm gonna, so that we don't lose them. So remember this, I cut it from, use the die cuts and cut it from the designer series paper. I am just going to, so I don't have to keep, I'm gonna do this really quick. Put a dimensional on the back of there. We'll put a little, excuse my arms, we'll put a little adhesive on here. And then we will put our cookie stick, right, Shelly? Put our cookie stick down. Ooh, there's this place in Howell. Oh my gosh, does anybody know the name of the bakery there in Howell? Their ice cream looks like this. it comes out and you have so much stuff on your ice cream. It is amazing. Yes, it's our cookie sticks, Shelly. And they have tons of different flavors. I mean, it's almost so pretty, it was too pretty to eat. Our, my bonus daughter, my stepdaughter, Tara, had us meet her and her boyfriend there for her birthday dinner, and we got into town early. She said she was going Main Street Market, or was that Main Street Market? Something like that in Howell. Best ice cream little parlor of all this filled full, just chocked full of yumminess. I'm going to stick that down at the bottom. And then I think I brought, did I bring it? I thought, yes. Oh, and I can't even tell you the name of it. It's not on there. But it is Petal Pink. It came out of the clearance rack. So don't, you got Petal Pink, Petal Pink. You got early espresso, use early espresso. Possibilities are endless. But the little latte designer series paper, that's kind of a must. There's so much more to do with this than just coffee ice cream. Okay, yeah, I did have everything ready. Main Street Bakery. Yep, that's what I thought too, Shelly. Really yummy. So I won't go there very often. I do want to go back because they had a lighting place that was closed. I want to go back and check that out. But and then I know you don't see ribbons on ice cream, but you do when it comes to card making and scrapbooking, because that makes it cute. Okay, so there. Now we kind of have our, oh, let's not forget. Maybe I'll let you guys be. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Andy. How are you? Thank you. The colors are what make it so cute, right? So I used this color. Let's use, do we like that on there? Or do we like the vanilla? Oops. Do we like the vanilla on there? Let's do a vote really quick. Which one you guys think? Or do you like the Petal Pink on there? You know what? Because they're self-adhesive, I don't want to stick it down, but I will hold it up to kind of show you. I don't have my take your pick tool with me. Shelly likes the vanilla. That's what I used on my other pages. And I'll pop those back on, show them too if you want to see it. So I have a vote for vanilla. I did vanilla on the last ones. I'm going to do vanilla. Okay. So that's using this came in that latte paper too, was the adhesive back swirl dots. And this would be if you want to create this layout with 4x6. Okay, so we could put that there, we could put it there, put our title up here. Just gonna kind of give you some ideas. Let's say you don't want just large photos. You want to do, maybe you had more people and you want to do a few more photos. So then, I know this isn't even, but this gives you guys the idea of how to create this layout. I did 3.5 by 3.5 inch squares and did early espresso, and then 3.25 by 3.25 Petal Pink. I didn't glue this together either because this is just for camera's sake, just to see which ones you think, how you would want to lay it out. And then you would add this here, keeping in mind you wouldn't want to put dimensionals or put your ice cream swirl onto the photo, because that way it could tuck behind. Or it could be your journaling box and you could title across here. Maybe it was a birthday party, celebrate, ice cream, you scream. There's a really cute alphabet die set. The mini alphabets, I think it is. Or let's say you like the ice cream idea, but you were at you're more into the coffee. Well, remember when I told you that I thought those dies that came in that bundle cut out our designer series paper, this paper? Well, you know, Trisha, I do like to fussy cut. And because I think Kathy was the winner of our bingo and got the latte bundle. This is exactly what I did one night. Probably watching American Idol or whatever, my show that I like to watch. So what I did one night was just took this sheet of paper, the other piece of this, and then I just cut around all these. So I fussy cut. I find it relaxing, kind of like coloring. So there again, you don't always need the bundle. So, and then I paired this paper with the ice cream swirl. So let's say you were having coffee and ice cream. You could even choose to really embellish this by adding a couple of the coffee cups. Do we want to add a touch of the blue? Why not? And then what you could do is just put your coffee, and you could do something like this with it. So there's so many options with this paper. The colors are beautiful. So if you want to go more for a coffee theme than an ice cream theme, you could take the sheet of paper and you could cut the bigger mugs. I believe these are coffee mugs. So you could cut these coffee mugs out and lay those down on here and create a cluster for coffee, for a coffee outing event, whatever, Big B, what's the other one? Starbucks. So those are just a few ideas. This is the layouts that sketches I learned at National, or that I was given, shared with. And you know what? I'm going to show you something else really quick. Don't just think that the ones on the edges you can't use, because you could even, like, no one would know if you layered it something like so. See, you're never there. It's if you decided to do more of a coffee theme and do the larger photo here, let's say. I just want to show you because I don't waste any of it. You never know what you're going to want or what you're going to use. Just want to show you how to get the most of it. So maybe you do this and you do 4x6 and 3.5 by 3.5. So you're going to lay that on there, and then you're going to use this down in the corner, and you're just going to kind of build more of a coffee theme. And then maybe you want to cut one of these to add up in here. Actually, odd numbers work the best, so probably what I would do is something a little larger. So your coffee mugs, and then one of these up in there. So just another idea, giving you lots of ideas. Don't ever just waste these edge pieces, because it is still easy to create with. So, yeah, so just a few ideas using a little Latte Designer Series paper with some sketches, the sketch challenges that I was introduced to over the weekend, and actually stuck with my Stampin' Up product because I love it, live it, share it. So that was Ice Cream Swirl with coffee ice cream with a latte, little latte. So this is how we started using our DSP. Shelly always uses the edge pieces too. They're in good, exactly, they're very good to use on the insides of the cards. Great idea, Shelly. Thanks for sharing. Or sometimes even on your envelopes, if you don't want to leave a naked envelope. That's another thing with card making. So yes, this could all be designed to use with cards. I showed you last week. If you missed last week's video, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Anyways, I will be coming live every Monday. I call it Manic Monday because I'm usually scrambling to see what I'm going to do and share with you. Do you always use a title? I don't always use a title, Linda, because Stampin' Up hasn't really been geared to scrapbooking. I've just been showing the girls, and maybe what I'll do one day is just pop on and show you the albums and the pages we've created. This is my 3rd year. I'm up to 6 girls in the Fungin creating with me. And like I said, I am going to start offering once I get with Catherine Carroll and finish up my blog for people to purchase the tutorials that I have for these. But I don't, because Stampin' Up didn't always have geared to scrapbooking. So I tried to show people how to take a card and change it into a scrapbook page. That may have been what I showed last week. And then you can create titles. Now, like on this one, I don't think I would use a title. It will just be, sometimes your photos will say it all. I mean, there's very few things that we have other than our alphabet letters to do more die cutting. And it's a lot to do to prepare for the class. So I don't always use a title. I very rarely actually have had where they put titles on them. That way they can kind of use it. We did do a cherry page, I think, with the cherry bundle, and it said life is sweet or something like that. Sometimes the stamp sets will come with. So like this one, this was a birthday page, I guess if you wanted to create titles, you could do Make a Wish. You could actually stamp it directly onto a piece of white paper, and then just do little strips, cut it out in little squares, Make a Wish, and you could probably do Make a Wish. Maybe it was an ice cream birthday cake. You could do Yum Yum, and just instead of doing them long, like one thing, I would cut these into little rectangles and maybe do Yum Yum, or off here, Yum Yum. I don't know if you can see, like, so if your page went like this, you decide your page went like this, so maybe off of this one you do down here a Yum Yum, somewhere where you're just adding a little something. So sometimes you would just take what you have in the sentiments from the stamp set and you could create titles. You'd hate to cover these up. So yeah, so this was just a little latte, and then this was the cake ball class that we did using little latte. So I just wanted to come on this morning. I was going to tell you why I call it Manic Monday, because I'm always scrambling to see what I'm going to do. I actually was asked to do a video for I know some of you know that Close to My Heart is now closed. They closed, I think May 1st, they became, those who chose to, have become Stampin' Up demonstrators. And I was actually asked to do a video, which wish me luck, on a theme using brights, something bright. So I am going to go on next week, and I'm probably going to share with you, I'm going to do the video and then I'll just share with you what I chose to do in a bright combination of, be it cards or scrapbooking. I don't know which one you think it's exciting time. I do too. Very exciting time, because when I joined Stampin' Up, they had a lot of scrapbooking. They had scrapbooking kits. I was a creative memories consultant, and I bowed out and became a Stampin' Up demonstrator. This is about my 3rd go around with Stampin' Up as far as dropping and re-signing, but I love where I'm at. I love my upline. She's been a big inspiration for me to put myself out here and do what I'm doing now. So I'm very excited to see where they're going to go now that they've chose to bring on the the Close to My Heart consultants and take over some of the scrapbooking supplies from Close to My Heart. So it will be very exciting. But don't think you can't use what we have. It's never stopped me. Like I said, 3 years in now, and my class keeps growing. So I will come on, though, maybe one day this week if I have a chance. I'll let you know via Facebook if I'm going to choose what day I can do it. I'd like to come on and just show you, Linda, some of the scrapbook pages from the albums that I created. I called it A Year of Memories, and we started in 2022. I actually gave that album to my niece, but I'm gonna go watch my little nephew play ball tonight. Maybe I'll see if I can grab it from her. So I started in 2022. They created A Year of Memories. So basically I do these pages themed to the season, the holiday, depending on whatever was celebration. We made some extra pages that we sneak in during the year. So we've done some really fun things, 22, 23, and now this is 2024. So this will be a summer of 24 scrapbook page. And they make anywhere from 4 to 6 pages. This is just a bonus layout. The sketch challenge that I'm bringing to you to show you how you could take one sheet of 12 by 12. I didn't silence my phone. Sorry, guys. I think it was my upline. So I will. You'd like to subscribe when I get it up and running? Awesome. I'd love to share it with you. So I will be working with Catherine, and I'll let you know, and I'll keep in touch. But until then, I hope you continue to play with your Stampin' Up! Products. Think outside the box. Don't think just little latte or Latte Love. What is it called again? A little latte is just for coffee. Think of different things that you can use your paper for if you don't have that stamp set. Okay? So I hope you choose to join me again next Monday. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope I've given you a little more ideas to play with, and I will see you next week. You have a great week. Or I'll pop on later this week and show you those albums. Okay, you're welcome. I'm glad to see everybody. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.